Hello, my IBMOR brothers, back again. And this is a little bit impromptu. This is a response to one of my favorite female YouTubers, IBMOR. And normally I agree with her. In fact, for the most part, I do agree with what she said in the video. For the most part. And the essence of the video was for women to do what they want in 2019. And it's something that I said a long time ago as far as what women do on YouTube and the internet and social media anyway. Because 90% of the complaining is not done by men, it's actually done by women. And when they complain about mating, all the books that you hear about mating and how to fix the black community is normally born on the backs of men anyway. And I'm not gonna go too deep in answering IBMOR's replying to the video because it's damn near 30 minutes and it was her ramble, so I'm just gonna ramble back. As far as women doing what they want, there's two things she said that I agree with as far as women doing what they want. The first is, if you're gonna swirl, if you're gonna go gay, if you're going to try to practice hypergamy, whatever you're gonna do, get your degree, whatever it is, wait till you get your business going, however it is, climb mountains, whatever you do, then I agree with it. You should do that. I agree that when she said you should do it and you should shut up and focus on the positive that you're doing. Climb your mountain. You fly higher if that's what you want to do. I agree with it. She also said that I agree with, that you should take responsibility and accountability for whatever the decision is that you make. So if you want to have 15 kids and screw it with 15 baby daddies, you go do that. But you got to take accountability for it and not blame it on what men want, because you're not doing what men want anyway. Because I was just on a panel with a couple of days ago where this, she was a 40-year-old woman. She had been married, got a couple kids. She got divorced, which doesn't make any sense to me. But she asked 5 guys what they wanted. All different ages, 5 guys what they wanted. The 2 things that they wanted out of women, cooperation was one. Agreeability is the other. They didn't want to come home arguing with a woman that every night that wants something different or has an attitude. Agreeability and cooperation. First 2 things that every guy wanted. The degree, sex, all that cuteness, all that stuff came secondly. If she's cute enough for me to look at and she's cooperative and agreeable, dudes are fairly happy. Because if she, like dudes say, she ain't even got to cook or learn how to do house. Learn how to clean a house. If she's cooperative or agreeable, he's going to show her how to do it. Unfortunately, most black women are not cooperative and agreeable. Because black women want to run the house. And the smarter they are, the more degreed they are, the more they want to assert their dominance in marriage. Now, what Allie was talking about is what she calls the 3%, which I think she meant the 10%. Because the top 3% earn over like $150,000. That's the top 3%. Now, if those are called the masters of the universe. Now, if you're talking about the masters of the universe, most of those guys are so far up that most black women will never meet them anyway. And those aren't the guys that women complain about, at least not at this level. Now, you hear a lot of women complain about colorism when it comes to masters in the universe, because when it gets above that amount, like $150,000, the top 2 to 3%, then they want Barbie dolls. They want a bad bitch. So Big Booty Brenda doesn't mix in that arena. The vast majority of chicks on YouTube are what I call the in-betweeners, those 92 octanes. Those chicks earn less than $100,000. And they're messing with dudes and earn less than $100,000. They might be in the top 10% or even lower. Most of the people complaining are dudes in the stuck range. And that's where the problem comes in. I've said that. You said one thing that I do agree with, because I actually showed the video. I showed the statistics. That's probably where you're pulling it from. Where at a certain level, there's not enough of them. And that is a problem. There's not enough men at that level. Those good guys, or what women call good guys, Not enough men at that level. And then the ones that do or that earn that amount of money and can do that, then they have to have a certain amount of sex appeal. That's one thing Obsidian said first. Black women check for sex appeal first. I've even asked women on panels about good guys. I said even good guys have to have a certain amount of sex appeal. So it ain't just thoughts that are getting bent over. It ain't just thoughts that talk about sex. It ain't just thoughts that want dudes with swag. Now let's get to some of the other things that I agree with. She was talking about the vast majority of people are off code, which she called niggas, on both sides. That I agree with her. When I heard her say that, first thing I said, you finally get it. After all these years, you finally get it. The thing is, you didn't go far enough. You never asked why there's so many niggas off code, did you? So many niggas that didn't know what they want, did you? Because it can't be an accident. You can't go from dudes and women that are on code and know what they're supposed to be doing to niggas that are off code. It has to be something more, right? It's called systemic. It's systemic not only in our nation, but all over Western society. So it ain't just us. It's white people too that are off code and starting to do the same damn thing. That's like you see all this polyandry and polyamory and all this kind of shit. We have dudes that dressed up like women going to the fucking bathroom with your little girls. Systemic. The whole country's off code. The whole country is where marriage is dying. In fact, the whole civilization, marriage is dying. The unmarried rate in Sweden and Norway is 60%. In Great Britain is 55%. And those white folks. So it ain't just niggas that want to pump a woman full of babies and drop her off at 10. That was, now, for an educated woman that has read all these statistics, in fact, actually argued that those rates were down, should have known that. That's not happening. Teen pregnancy is down. The fertility rate of black women is below replacement. So basically your birth rates have been cut in half. So the out of wedlock percentage is still high because you have a lot of women that are in their 30s having babies without marriage because they want them. Not because dudes are pumping them full of babies and leaving them. But you went on the fallback. I'm gonna blame the niggas. I'm gonna blame the dudes because they out of order. Don't matter that the women are out of order. Now, one thing I did disagree with is that bullshit that women are not already doing what they want anyway. They've been doing it for 50 years. That's the problem. Women have been out of order for 50 years. But nobody's gonna call them on it because it's okay that they're out of order. It's okay that they have stank attitudes. And we're supposed to man up and marry these sluts, right? Black women have 30 forms of birth control and abortion. Guess who uses birth control least? Black women. Guess who uses condoms most? Black men. Who's more responsible? But we don't talk about that, do we? Let me get to this. Let me get into the rant. I wish that black women get everything they want. I wish they could get all the jobs, all the education, and everything else. I wish that all the street harassment would stop. I wish black dudes would just stop talking to women. Period. Just stop talking to black women. Because the black American women just don't talk to her. To them, black men ain't shit anyway. We're out of order. We're knuckleheads. And like she said, 97 of niggas ain't no good, no goddamn way. So 97% of niggas should just start talking to them. And she said if it was up to her, these niggas wouldn't get no pussy. And I say good. I wish you get all your 23, 24 million black women together and say, we're not going to give up no pussy to no black men. Ever. Guess what dudes are going to do? Guess what dudes are going to do? They're going to go out, import them some women. Because you got to remember, there's only what, 20, was it, I think the last I heard, 20 million adult black women in the United States. And there's 4 billion women in the world? 4 billion? Hell, you got 1.2 billion folks in Africa. 55% of them are women. That's 600 million black women on a continent that would love to come to the United States. You got 3 billion Asians. A lot of them would love to come to the United States. Black men could easily import 20 million women that are more cooperative. If not, stop giving up some pussy, then we can get these brothers trained and they can go overseas. They can go to Brazil. They can go to Colombia. They can go to West Africa. They can go to Asia and be happy. Then you can go screw the Hispanics, the whites, whoever you want to screw. You can go find whatever husband you want to find and you can be happy. And then you can shut the fuck up. That's why I want swirlers to get as many white men as they can and get married so they can shut the fuck up. Which they're not going to do anyway. Because they always come back bothering the black men because they don't want the white guy in the first place. Because if you look at black men and what we say online, when we start talking amongst each other, you have a lot of brothers say, look, don't even put up with them. We don't give a fuck what you want. We don't give nothing. We don't give a fuck what you want. We want you to marry us. We want you to take care of us. We want you to have kids. For what? What do we get out of it? You haven't even demonstrated that you can be a good wife. Oh, we got degrees. We got money. We got these jobs, blah, 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 blah. We said, fuck that. That's not what we want. If you're so afraid that we're going to walk out on you, then do what you need to do. Go get your job. Go get your degree. Go get your whatever. All dudes are saying, when you walk back in my house or back to be my wife, I want you to be a wife and not a CEO, not a bitch. I'm sure that somewhere along the way, there's plenty of simps out there that will play the cuckold, that will play the supportive for you go-getters. Go get with them. Which y'all don't like because you guys don't like the simps. Because if you like the simps, there's plenty of simps out there that can't get no pussy. They have good jobs, good careers, but they didn't get the sex appeal you want. Go get them. That's what the MGTOWs and the IBMORs are saying. Fuck that. Do what you want. Go be happy so we can go be happy and shut the fuck up on the way out. That's all men really want. If you really want men to stop talking online or even listening to this stuff online, all you gotta do is shut up. If you shut up and stop complaining, all this stuff will go away. But that's not gonna happen. We know it. We know that you ain't gonna stop messing with us. We already know that. Because if you could have, you would have. If you could have gone out and got other dudes, you got them already. That lie that you're gonna be faithful to black men, get the fuck out of here with that. Get tired of hearing that lie. You can't. Because they're not choosing you. They're not choosing to marry you. You know it. You're not choosing to be with them in their society. Culturally, you don't want to be there with Becky because you don't want to go up against Becky because Becky's gonna outfuck and outsuck you, okay, and be a hell of a lot more cooperative. And then you try to go up against Becky for her man. Guess what Becky's gonna do? Becky's gonna say, "Well, wait a minute, I can outcompete you. Let me go down and get your man," which they're already doing. Becky's a hell of a lot more successful at coming down and get your man than you are coming to get hers. I wonder why. Now, let's get to the last piece, because she was talking about old men that are past their expiration date, that are finished, that are, late 30s, 40s, and 50s, that need to shut the fuck up because the time is over. Young lady, I don't know if you know it or not. You should look at the demographics. You study your demographic charts. You know why? Because you would quickly find out there's a hell of a lot more women that are still around after 40 than there are men. You think there's not enough young men to go around for black women. Guess what happens after you get 40? It's a hell of a lot easier to get pussy after 40 than it is before 40. There's so much over 40 pussy, it's ridiculous. For black men and white men, but especially for black men. All you have to have is a little money and be healthy. That's it. In fact, I have a plenty of fish profile. After 40, women in their 40s and 50s, There's like 300 women that want to meet me. They want to message me. So teasing black men after 40 or 50, unless we want to reach down and get what? Women in their 20s? What are you in your 30s? It's easy for a man in his 40s to get a woman in her 30s. Easy. Easy. Men don't start even making their maximum amount of money till they get 35. Easy to go down. In fact, my daughter's friend just married she's 29. She just married a dude that's 40 because he's stable. He's got resources. All the resources are with the boomers. All the resources with the guys 35 and up. What do women want? Resources and stability. It's the young guys that have problems. They're not the older guys. In fact, all the classic men that are 30 and up have an easy time getting pussy. Too much. They turn it down. So saying that it's easy to get that a man that's 50 can't get a woman bent over his couch. Now, he might not get a 20-year-old bent over his couch, but he can get somebody his age. He can get 3 or 4 women his age to bend over his couch. So they dig about jacking off. The only reason a guy that's 50 years old needs to jack off is because he don't want to be bothered. Not that he can't get a woman, because he don't want to be bothered with their old cantankerous ass. He's had enough. Finding pussy after 50, if your dick gets hard, is very, very easy. Extremely easy. Look up the stats, sweetie. But I'm going to finish this off. I really wish women would be happy and basically find a way to get what they want. Find a way to do what they want. Because they've been doing it for 50 years, and guess what? They still ain't happy. That construct that men are supposed to do something, that men are supposed to take care of you, that men are supposed to marry you. Yes, they are, if the construct, if society is built for that. If society keeps you in check. If society keeps those traditional roles, then men fulfill those traditional roles. But y'all ain't fulfilling your part, doing what you're supposed to do. You want to be independent. You want to fly high. Go do that. But your thing is, you got to be responsible for that. And you're responsible for the society that you build when you do that. Because you've been independent, you've been educated, you've been fabulous for 50 years, and look at your community. Is it better or is it worse? For your children, are they better or are they worse? Do you think that doing what you want to do, the way that you want to do it, is going to make your community better? So you're going to double down on the same stupid shit you've been doing for the last 50 years. Really? Does that make sense? But this time, nobody's begging you to get in line. Nobody gives a shit that you get in line. Dudes have had it. Black men have already had it. And that's what you don't realize. Black men have already had it. Black men don't give a shit about what you do or who you do it with. Black men are lining up the rocks for you to kick. Okay? They're lining up the rocks for you to kick. If you don't want to cooperate, guess what they're going to do? They're going to show you the door. Young and old. And I think that's what's bothering everybody. You want the old men to shut up so that the young men will get in line, because you care about your daughters. But you ain't talking to the women that had them sons. You didn't tell them women to start raising their kids better. Did you? Did you? Did you? No, you didn't. Because all what you care about is women being able to do what they want and being taken care of. I ain't mad at you. But the thing is, you got to give the men something. We're not going to do this for free. And just because you say it's supposed to be done doesn't mean a goddamn thing at the end of the day, because dudes don't respect that shit. No way. Dude grind for 20 years and he gets spit on at the end of it. What did he grind for? But anyway, that's all the gripes that I got for this one. This is BGS out, and I will see you guys on the next one. Peace.